I think you've done 3 rounds of consultation on this, on these proposals, including the updated. In the last round, in August, I think it was this year, did you receive any comments about the recent flooding and the water that was running off and the emergency pumps that Thames Water and everybody else had to? I know there was problems with the Whittlestone Brook, but just wanted to see whether you got any comments in regards to that.
I have to say, not to me directly, but I hope you don't mind if I look behind to my team and see if they've got any different recollection or had anything directly. Okay, sorry, that's all shakes the head, so no.
And just in regards to that sort of flooding, I'm not sure whether you saw the clips. I actually live in Tokenton, not too far from there, and the streets and the roads were flooded, and the Thames Water and the Environment Agency had to bring down some very heavy duty pumps. I do appreciate it's not down to your site. I think there was some digging going on further down on the brook. But I just want to ask you whether you're confident that the measures that are being proposed, or whether you think these are ample and sufficient, considering what we just experienced.
I think we're very confident because we have spent, I think, probably 3 or 4 years being interrogated with the environmental agency and working with Pearl Freshman, our specialists, and also specialist modelers who've undertaken very detailed hydraulic modelling and agreeing that with the modelling team at the Environment Agency. We've also as well agreed an evacuation plan within the site, and also we've identified certain parameters on the site as well that will be conditioned against. I might hand over to Ignacio in a minute just to explain what those different distinct areas are, and what it might be useful, Ignacio, looking towards you as the architect and designer from Patel Taylor, is just to explain how the buildings were sited as well, to ensure that we had unimpeded movement of water across the site.
So we've worked very closely with Pearl Freshman and Thomas McKay in the Environment Agency in coming up with the layout for this site. So basically, in the event of flood, the water comes out from the River Brent and goes into the Wembley Brook. So hence why we have created a big amount of open space on that route, and we have minimized the footprint of our buildings. If you look, there is areas of void underneath the buildings. The ground floors are set in, so we are minimizing that footprint to do 2 things. One is to allow the flow of water to the brook, and the second to allow for the site to store water in the event of flood.
Basically, my concern is very similar to Mr. Butt's concern, is regarding the flooding in the area. Yep, I know he's explained already. Tokenton Avenue, Agenta House, and Point Place. I was there the day before the flooding took place. It was serious flooding down the area. Cars, you could hardly see the cars also. Cars were also sunk in. Now, I know Thames Water has said that the existing drainage and sewage system can cope. From Thames Water's record in Brent, I think we need further clarification. We are talking about 3 32-story high blocks of flats. There's going to be a lot of wastewater coming. The brooks with the 24-story block, we already had a serious problem with the block being blocked. What assurance can we have that during the building period, these 3 32-story blocks you're going to build, that we will not have drainage issues and flooding with all the poo and pee and everything on the street?
There are quite a lot of relevant conditions that have been applied by the Environment Agency and for your offers, and also a requirement to do a construction environmental management plan as well, that we will ensure, and if the detail currently exists, that will exist to ensure that there's no blockage of the water courses or anything similar. So we do think that there will be appropriate controls in place during the construction period.